Sakpase, talofa, and good morning. Today is an awesome day. I am headed to New Zealand. I've been looking forward to this trip for a really long time. I'm super excited. I am going by myself and I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna spend about 9 or 10 days in New Zealand and it should be awesome. Let's go. After a short 20-minute flight, we are in Apia, Western Samoa. While I was at the airport in American Samoa, I met up with a couple of friends who I didn't know that they were going on a girls' trip to Apia. So it was awesome that I got to see them. And I'm gonna hang out with them for a little bit until my flight to New Zealand. It is so humid. I can just feel my hair just growing and expanding with the humidity, but it should be cooler in New Zealand. So when I was looking for the flight online, so I lucked out and I got a round-trip ticket to New Zealand for $250, and that price is really good. Normally round-trip flights are around $400, $500 from Apia, but $250 is a steal, and for a last-minute trip, it's pretty awesome. Good morning, guys. Yesterday was pretty rough. The plane landed early, but I ended up leaving the airport about 2 hours after we landed because the customs line was so long, and it was kind of frustrating because I missed the check-in for the hostel, and the hostel closed its doors, and I didn't have a SIM card to call the manager to let them know that I was running late. So I ended up losing out on that reservation, but luckily I was able to book another hostel pretty quickly, so I had a place to sleep at night. However, the hostel that I booked was a little sketchy. There were a couple weird people there, and one guy talked my ear off for like 40 minutes and it was kind of scary. Right now I'm headed to breakfast and it's raining, so I know this twist out is not gonna last very long. My hair is gonna become an afro in like 5 minutes, but it's all part of the experience. I don't know how many times I've done this, but I got in on the wrong side again. Let's try this again. That's much better. I keep making the same mistake. I'm so used to the steering wheel being on the left side of the car and not the right side of the car. And I have to remember that in New Zealand, they drive on the left. It's kind of confusing when you get to like an intersection and there's nobody around. But luckily, there are signs on the road in the city, so the lanes show which direction you should be going, so that's really helpful. I am in a place that I can't pronounce. This is where I am. Let's go on an adventure. I started to freak out a little because the bridge is moving. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting it to move. This path is so cool. It makes me feel like I'm nowhere near the city. and the rushing water is covering up the sounds of the cars on the highway nearby. Tunnel is just a little bit creepy. Thank God there's lighting. I forgot to bring my flashlight. And there's an echo. So this is the ruins of the Woodstock battery. This was a gold mining site. The battery layout changed according to finances, gold recovery techniques, and as well as mishaps. So there was a fire at one point and a flood that devastated this area. So it kind of destroyed the place and they had to rebuild it. You know what I realized? My hair loves this humidity. Just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And this is like second solo trip for me. Usually when I go places, I'm either going with somebody or I'm meeting someone there, like my friends or family. I was talking to a friend of mine back home, and she was like, I can't believe you traveled by yourself all the way to New Zealand. Yeah. I love traveling so much, I'm willing to do it by myself, and it's not as hard as it seems. Sometimes it can get a little scary depending on where you're going or what you're getting into, but for the most part, it's really enjoyable.